Creating an email sequence allows you to send personalized emails to the prospects that you add to your list. You can set up several different sequences if you'd like, and you can trigger these different sequences to go to different lists. But for right now, we'll just create the first sequence. So for lead views, if we were sending an outbound cold email, we might use something like this as the subject. So this is an example. If we were sending outbound email to promote lead views, it would probably look something like this, where we have a lead in question, and then we talk about the benefits of lead views for 1 to 2 sentences right here. This is what we call like the value prop area. Ideally, you're still focused on the prospect, not I do this or we do that. Instead, it's you, your team, puts your lead gen on autopilot. And then we close with a simple question that's easy to respond to. Okay, we want responses, yes or no. There's still good responses because it shows engagement. And then down here, you'll see in the signature, we have the address as well. So this is a can spam rule. If you're sending email to anyone in the United States, you need to kind of follow the can spam laws. You can Google lead views can spam. It'll take you to a blog post we put together just kind of outlining what those can spam laws are. The only country you really need to be careful with is Canada. You basically cannot cold email to anyone in Canada. So our software automatically removes those if you're doing a prospect search through the start prospecting button up here. But if you're adding prospects on your own or through LinkedIn or something, you definitely want to make sure that they're not in Canada. And then also you'll see that we have this PS here. And so this does 2 things. One, can allow us to be forwarded to someone else on their staff if it isn't the right person that you're emailing. But then in addition to that, we kind of follow the opt-out rule here where, we don't need an actual unsubscribe link. All they have to do is just say remove, and then as long as you remove them, then you're good to go. And that follows the can spam rules for honoring opt-outs. The good thing is when these emails go out and if someone responds, they're automatically taken out of any follow-up drip emails. So we're going to go ahead and add the email here. You'll notice here, this is unchecked to skip weekends. We recommend still sending email on the weekends. Oftentimes, busy CXO level prospects will still be reading their emails on the weekends or Sunday before, trying to get a head start for the week that's upcoming. So not only that, but if you have follow-up scheduled to go out and it's on the weekend, that gets pushed back to Monday. And so now Monday, you're going to end up sending just hundreds and hundreds of emails potentially on that one day, which could end up causing some issues with your Gmail account. We're going to go ahead and add this, and you'll see it populate over here. And so by default, this waits 3 days before sending the next email. Okay. And then what's really convenient is statistics will start to populate here for each individual email. So you can run some split tests if you want. So if we wanted to have a different message here, we could just click this to run a split test. Okay, so now this is the active one still. You'll see step 1B here, which is inactive. And we're gonna change this and say, if you needed instead of the company. And we'll update that. And so now what we can do is say, we'll let this one run for a week and we'll see how it goes. And then we can pause this one and we can run this one instead. And you'll see this little chain link here that links these 2 steps together. Now we can add another follow-up email. So like this one, it's going to wait, 72 hours basically until this follow-up goes out. And so you'll see the email subject automatically populates with the previous subject line. So it looks like you went to your sent folder and just clicked reply all. And then you can, start to put together your follow-up email that'll go out a few days after the original, unless they respond. And of course, that email will not go out. But you can just create this long series, however many you want. Typically you'll see maybe 4 or 5 emails go out. We've seen some reports of people having success with 6, 7, even 8 emails. So what you can do is maybe spread out the sequence a little bit. So the first email might go out, and then 24 hours later, you might send a follow-up, and then maybe 72 hours later. And then after you send a few, maybe you want to spread that out over a week or something. When creating your follow-ups, you should avoid things like, hey, just checking in. Instead you want to try and create more value. So you might link them to a case study or a recent blog post. You can, also try injecting some humor. So different, funny GIFs or something like that can be successful as well, just depending on your target market. I encourage you to test it out and just see how it performs. So that's our automated sequences. So basically this means you don't have to manually send emails to your prospects and then worry about remembering to follow up. Instead, you can just worry about handling the responses when they come into your inbox. So this way you're actually spending time with prospective customers who actually want to talk to you. Once you're done here, you can go back to the sequences page here. And as the campaign gets rolling, you'll see how many people have been contacted, how many follow-ups are pending. As always, if you have any questions, you can contact us via this little chat icon here. You'll find more training videos at leadfuse.com/help. And you can also email us at support@leadfuse.com.